Hi, welcome to Ask Bishop Zac. We have a really difficult one where we all know we're going through a really difficult time right now. So the question reads, what would you say to people battling with the COVID infection? Those could be those who are caring for the sick, those who are sick themselves, and there are those who are grieving the loss of loved ones to the disease. So what would you say to these different categories of people?
Well, I am one of them in the sense that I am really, really distressed over the last, at the very least 1 month. I mean, last year was a different sense of distress and grief. This year is also a different dimension. Certainly, I felt deep distress, grief, sometimes confusion. So it's not that I'm speaking to them as though I am outside this experience. It's real. It's real. We've lost very, very, very close people, our family, within our workplace, our very close friends who've lost parents, lost children, lost brothers, spouses, siblings. So, and there are others, dear friends, who I call and he says, "Man, I'm battling. Things are very tough." Another one called me and I called them and he said, "Bish, this disease tests your body. It really is excruciating, the amount of pain." And so it's a real life question. It's current. I guess for all of us, the two critical emotions to deal with are fear and anxiety. Fear and anxiety. I think that's what connects all of us on this COVID-19 spectrum in terms of dealing with the infection. I would say to those who are dealing with the disease, who have manifested the COVID-19 symptoms, and there is a spectrum again as well. But whatever the level, whatever the spectrum you are in this, I would say just one thing: be strong. Be strong. Don't be anxious. I think I read someplace that the recovery from disease, recover, actually 60% is accounted for by the strength of the will, the mind. So the mind. So there is a lot to do with the mind. When you get anxious, despair, you could lose the fight. So it doesn't help. So be strong and do everything you can. Do all the health immune enhancing systems, things that they have said. Please read them up if you don't know them, because we don't have the time to go through these. So I would just say be strong and be hopeful. You know, you'll fight on. I have a 93-year-old story. She made it through, you know. 80 some, and of course there are 80, 90, 70, 50 who didn't make it. So it's possible that you and I may not make it, but that's not what we should fear.
Attitude.
Yeah, no, actually to fear death is not a good way to live, because anything could kill us. So it's just make the choice to continue to live. So be strong, do all that it takes. And look out for people. Don't disappear in your own shell. There is a set of stigma that is too much around. What if I tell people I'm battling it? No, tell your friends, because you need the social support system. So tell your friends. Don't hide it. The other day, a friend of mine that I hadn't spoken to for long, I tried calling him. He didn't answer. And long after, when I called him, he said, "Oh man, things were very tough, but I'm through. I'm the other end." No, don't wait for that. Just share with friends. A problem shared is a problem halved. So, but secondly, for those who are in the care, manifest the same attitude of strength. The worst thing a patient wants to see on your face is despair. So be strong for them. Be strong for them. And make the choice and encourage them, and please assure them you're going to be there for them, because one of the fears of this horrible pandemic is isolation, is dying lonely, dying alone. Just assure them you'll be there. And they've told us what to do in order to help and support and care in ways that are safe, you know, the masking, the cleaning up, the washing, and it actually works. And it actually works. So don't be afraid as well. Just be present, care, show support, encourage them to eat food. Is there something that you would like to eat, or something you used to like to eat? You know, try it out, you know. Of course, I know there is a whole area of financial stress that comes with this. So I would say to many of us, all of us who may not be in this space, please, this is the time to be generous. This is the time to share of our resources. This is not the time. I see people investing in buildings and so on. I would really want to say, this is the time to invest in people. Invest in people. Be generous. Give people money. Support them. People are struggling with medical bills. Instead of putting an extra brick, building another. No, give people. And for those who are grieving the loss of loved ones, it's the same. It's really be strong. Now, don't judge yourself too harshly because grief is normal. Sadness is normal. And there are different ways in which we respond to loss, different ways because it is loss. There will be those when it is announced. I am more like that. My immediate response is, oh no. So that's denial. But there are some who, a dear friend, when the announcement of her dad, she locked herself in her room. Or that's all normal. Don't feel because numbness. You don't want to talk to anybody, or you're shocked. You are silent. You know, all that is normal. What is not normal is to stay there. It's that you then must be able, again, the decision of the will. And I always like to tell people who've lost loved ones, think about what your loved one would wish for you. And I can say this, your loved one would wish for you to continue. Your loved one would wish for you to continue. So continue. Be strong, right? Rise up. There is a tendency to blame yourself. What did I do? Why was I late? Again, self-blame is part of grieving. When it comes, just recognize it. It's not that you could have done anything. And if there's something you didn't do, mistakes happen in life. We do mistakes. So forgive yourself. Don't hold it against yourself because you know that it wasn't all dependent on you. People's lives are not totally dependent on you. They are not in your control. So don't blame yourself. And then again, be strong, especially for the little ones, the people who are very vulnerable. Be strong for them, but also find company in which when you grieve, it feels safe. Be able to talk about your loved ones together. I said to siblings who've lost parents, I said to spouses who've lost loved ones, I say to, please speak about them. You know, when you enter the wardrobe and you find their clothes, you will weep. Go out and say, can you believe I have found her dress? What do I do with this? So don't pack them in some box and no, go through it. That is part of the process of acceptance, of dealing with it. And if you are not coping at all, and how do you know you're not coping? Is you're not able to eat, you're not able to wake up, you're not able to go and you're not able to call anybody, you are not coping. Sadness is normal, but there is sadness that cripples. Then please, for goodness sake, seek counseling. Seek counseling, you know, on any of the spectrum for dealing with this. Seek counseling. And there are many, many good counselors who will give you help. Because when you are not mentally fit and strong, this disease is terrible. So it's important to be strong. And mental health, mental well-being is very important for all of us. So seek help because when you're not well mentally, this thing just eats you up in ways that, and then you are incapacitated. You can't go much further.
Yeah.
Well, we're all together in this, and
let's be there for one another, you know.
absolutely.
Call,
And
text, you know.
send WhatsApps, and when you have nothing to say, just be silent. Because sometimes I find people who want to say, no, don't say anything.
Present.
Just be present. It's okay to be silent. Don't be uncomfortable. Because for some, just to be silent. And it is true. We don't know what to say. So if you don't know what to say, don't try to make it up. Just be present. We each will understand one another. So let's be present with one another. I really don't want to miss to say again, this is the time to be generous. This is the time to share of what we have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really hope that this does help someone out there. Bye-bye.
Bye.